Hello dear viewers, welcome to this edition of the news in English on Rwanda Television. It's great to see you as we conclude this year. Let us begin with the headlines. His Excellency Paul Kagame, the President of the Republic and Commander-in-Chief of Rwanda's Defense and Security Forces, has wished all the men and women of the defense and security organs happy holidays and a prosperous new year. Political analysts in the Great Lakes region have been reacting to Burundian President Evariste Ndayishimiye's accusations that Rwanda supports rebel groups fighting his government, rejecting them as baseless and untrue. Now the details. I'll be sitting in for Livnete for this edition. His Excellency Paul Kagame, the President of the Republic and Commander-in-Chief of Rwanda's Defense and Security Forces, has wished all the women and men of the defense and security organs happy holidays and a prosperous new year. The President noted that the new year is a time to reflect and renew the pledge to defend the country and contribute to its development. He thanked them for their discipline and hard work in protecting the country, particularly those who must spend the holiday season far from their loved ones. He also commended their tireless efforts to restore peace and security on the continent, both in United Nations peacekeeping and bilateral missions. President Paul Kagame observed that the brave men and women on such missions represent Rwanda's values with excellence and professionalism. To the bereaved families who have lost loved ones in service, the head of state said he pays tribute to their sacrifice and that the country will always stand with them. He pointed out that it is an honor to defend Rwanda and asked that all that undertake such a duty do so with courage and diligence. He concluded his message by once again wishing the women and men of the defense and security organs and their families a happy new year. Now, as we noted in the headlines, political analysts in the Great Lakes region have been noting that the Burundian President Evariste Ndayishimiye's accusations that Rwanda supports rebel groups that are fighting his government are meant to distract his own citizens from the real issues that his government is failing to address. Prince Manzi with the details.
In the press conference on Friday, the Burundian President Evariste Ndayishimiye accused Rwanda to support the Red Tabara armed rebels that attacked the Gatumba zone in Mutimbuzi commune. Tom Dahiro, a researcher, and Albert Rudatsimburwa find President Ndayishimiye's accusations baseless.
It's a speech that was unpresidential. You can't make affirmations that are essentially abstract. You can't claim Rwanda supports a rebel group financially without evidence. Claim they have given offices to that rebel group without mentioning the location of that office. Where exactly is that office?
And you see now that somehow in Burundi things are not going very well. People are really complaining that there is a lack of, that there is no fuel in the country, that there is not enough electricity, that the price of commodities and everything is just skyrocketing, rocketing. So all of that is as an analyst, pushes me to say, okay, fine. General Neva, President Ndayishimiye is trying to scapegoating Rwanda.
But the Red Tabara has claimed to have attacked the security base from the Democratic Republic of Congo, far from Rwanda's border last week. Is also a fact that what President Ndayishimiye said is untrue.
He forgot the geography of his country. The attacks were carried out from the west of his country and in the west of the country. And Rwanda is in the north of the country.
Unfortunately, he's scapegoating Rwanda while in fact supporting another problem is supporting the anti-Banyarwanda, anti-Tutsi genocide ideology. because he has his troops in northern Kivu with the FDLR fighting M23. And then instead of also organizing his own security in southern Kivu, and now put the blames on Rwanda.
These analysts find the Burundian president to be overwhelmed with local challenges and is trying to deviate citizens through feeding hate for Rwanda. The accusations of the Burundian president come as the country is challenged with economic difficulties and accused of collaborating with the DRC government and the FDLR militias in fighting against the M23. The government of Rwanda rejected the comments by President Ndayishimiye and urges the government of Burundi to address their concerns through diplomatic channels where they can be resolved amicably. Prince Manzi, RwandaTV News.
Those working in Rwanda's informal sector are concluding this year by vowing to work harder in 2024 in order to develop faster. Prince Manzi continues.
In some parts of Kigali city, some of the casual workers and their daily activities that they say it requires a lot of energy and commitment. They say that 2023 was productive and were able to develop and their families at large.
Ku mashuri y'abana ko nicyo kintu cy'ingenzi.
Educating children, that is essential, and also their welfare, eating well, and the business to continue to prosper. Roughly, by managed to get the income, I would deposit and have some to take care of my family. My bike is on a loan. I was able to pay my loan, and the rest I would invest in agriculture. I cultivate rice. If the climate is good, I would harvest a ton of rice. These casual workers demonstrate that they have big dreams for 2024. Saving. When you get an income, it is not necessary to consume it as a whole. Saving some is beneficial for your business to also prosper. And if possible, I would establish another business. I think of establishing a stock of charcoal with the aim of saving up for my children and also buy a car and a house, a modern house. Saving helps me in paying rent and pay school fees for my children. And the aim is to have my own plot because renting is also a burden. The 2021 Rwandan Labor Force Survey demonstrated that the casual labor consists of 90% of the total employment. Most of the activities are related to agro-market, construction, trade, and others. Prince Manzi, RwandaTV News.
Now, staying on such matters, people with vocational skills are urging the general public not to underestimate the potential such skills provide when it comes to development. Prince Manzi once more.
Siddharth, a Canadian currently in Rwanda, is being plated by Muhazi Tibet school scholars. She comments on the service given.
They're very good. They're very professional. Well, everything that is technical, I consider that is very important for the development of a country. Yeah, so it's important that you have technical schools and that the students will be ready to get into the workforce.
Hairdressers, same as hospitality and culinary arts scholars, appreciate that even though their courses are not over, they have casual works that support them. I came to study it because I am passionate and I have achieved a lot throughout my courses. I sometimes get wages and I am able to buy some necessities and ease my parents' responsibilities. I am now able to get some wages, and in the near future, I think of starting my own business. Meanwhile, courses are ongoing in various vocational and technical faculties, and scholars are aiming at creating their own jobs. Principals of TV schools are focusing on introducing new innovations through the already existing courses.
Aho tugeze ntago twakomeza gusa kwibanda ku ya myuga yayisanzwe yizwi bamwe turimo dutekereza ukuntu twakwinjira cyane.
With the level we are on, we cannot continue to focus on the already existing TVETs. Now we are thinking on how to engage in the more advanced technology. For the past 5 years, we introduced here in our school a faculty of hospitality and culinary arts, which means that we focus on what is needed on the labor market.
ku byo bikenewe ku isoko y'umurimo.
The Director General of the RwandaTV board, Engineer Paul Umukunzi, states that Rwanda's aim is to have a higher number of people joining the vocational courses, and this goes with generating income.
icyo twigisha mu bigo bitandukanye byigisha imyuga n'ubumenyingiro ni ukwigisha abana gutekereza ariko noneho no gukora.
What we teach in TVET schools is to think and use their efforts and adapt to the new technology trends. In the future, no one will be asking what you studied, but rather, what are you able to do? With our visionary leadership, it is obvious that investors are eyeing our country.
amahanga cyane cyane abikorera abashoramari bamaze guhanga ijisho igihugu cyacu.
Each year, 25,000 students from high school graduate from TVET schools, where 65% are instantly employed. 15,600 scholars were also recorded to have graduated in TVET with bachelor's degree, and 70% are employed. Prince Manzi, RwandaTV News.
Thank you, Prince, for those reports. Now, as this year comes to an end, the Pindura-Bugeye Road in the Western Province is now 90% complete and is expected to be fully complete by the end of April 2024. Local residents in Bugeye sector of Rusizi district have been expressing their gratitude to the President of the Republic for helping them to come out of isolation. The road runs from Pindura in the Nyungwe forest all the way to Ruhwa border post, a distance that used to be 32 kilometers but has been cut down to 28.5 kilometers due to the road's upgrades, including cutting through steep hills instead of going around them. Difficult as it may be to believe, there was a time when Bugeye was so isolated, local residents were sometimes forced to cross into Burundi first before coming again over the border to reach other parts of their own district, like Kamembe sector. Now, Rwanda, as a tourist destination, has many attractive places you can go to, and one of them is the Umusambi village right here in Kigali City, a very unique conservation project. Just 5 years ago, there were grey-crowned cranes in captivity everywhere in hotels and gardens here in Rwanda. With only an estimated 400 cranes remaining in the wild, they were rapidly heading towards extinction. The Rwanda Wildlife Conservation Association has therefore been working hard to stop the illegal trade, raise awareness, and return many of the captive cranes back to the wild. During that work, the association came across many cranes that were disabled as a result of living in captivity. The Umusambi village therefore became part of the solution to ensure that the cranes have a permanent natural home and that Rwanda can achieve its goal of having no cranes in captivity. It also provides a unique ecotourism attraction in Kigali City, connecting people and nature, which continues to raise awareness about the work to protect grey-crowned cranes and save them from the illegal trade. As always, it's always a pleasure when you're able to join us for this edition. I'll be seeing you soon again in 2024. Goodbye.